guys have sticky notes right there in front of you. So here is what I want you to do. All right. Okay. So this icebreaker is entitled Two Truths and a Dream. Two truths and a dream. All right. So each participant, you're going to write two true statements about yourself and one statement that's a dream. Now, here's what's interesting. We got a married couple over here. We got a married couple right here. And then we got her and his wife who will be with us shortly. So we're gonna have to split some of y'all up because some of y'all might know dream and stuff of the other one, right? But what I want you to do is for a moment, I just want you to write down two true statements or one statement that's a dream. All right. And then once you have those three things written down, all right, I want you to read out your statement, and the rest of us will determine which is true and which is a dream. All right? All right. So again, two truths and a dream. Two truths and a dream. Because this is just to get you guys to think, to dream, and to imagine more. To imagine more. To imagine. And Ms. Mitchell, are we live? Are we? Okay. So for those of you who are watching us, and thank y'all so much for watching us on Zoom, I want you to do that too. All right. In the comments, in the chat section there, I want you to write two statements that are true. Huh? Okay, excellent. We're streaming live everywhere. I like it. So YouTube, in the Zoom as well, I need two statements that are true and one statement that is a dream, and we're going to decipher which is which, all right? For some of us, our dreams, we're kind of living in our dreams. For some of us, we still have some aspirations that we have not yet achieved. So I'm going to give y'all a couple of more moments, and then we are going to continue to proceed with our program and graduation today. All right. Y'all good? Y'all good? All right. Mr. You can do me a favor. On my phone, you can open your Spotify and just hit it. So we can have some background music. Certainly. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. Just a couple more moments. And again, those of you who are watching the Sacred Space Initiative, it is a place that we have created to help young adults specifically chart their course in their purpose in God. So this is such a great program or project that we created. And so we're just excited that we've had people who've gone through this process with us. All right. All right. Are we ready? Yes. We're ready. Okay. All right. Irvin. Just speak loudly. That's all I'm going to say. Just speak loudly.
Okay. So I can play 4 instruments. I have a degree in music education. And I can code in 3 different languages.
Okay. So we have, you said you can play 4 different instruments. You can code
3 different
in 3 different languages. And what was the second one?
I have a degree in music education.
you have a degree in music education. Which one do you think is the dream?
I have a degree in music education.
Was that the dream?
That is the
That's the dream. Good job. Good job. I like it. I like it. So what we're doing is two truths and a dream. All right? So I want you to write down two things that are true, one thing that's a dream, and we're going to share it with everybody. All right? All right. Christian.
I am a secondary English teacher. I drove to Mexico and I passed the bar exam.
Okay. So secondary English teacher, you drove to Mexico
And I passed the
and you passed the bar exam. Okay. Any guesses, everybody? One of them I already know is true, but come on. Any
Pass the
guesses?
bar exam.
Is that the dream?
Dream.
That's the dream.
That's the dream? I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. Ms. Mitchell. Did you write it down?
Mhm.
All right, come on.
I love purple.
Uh-huh.
I have a bachelor's in healthcare management.
Uh-huh.
I am a manager at the VA.
Okay. So she says, I love purple. I have a bachelor's in healthcare management, and I'm a manager at VA. Right? Which one is the dream?
Manager at the VA.
Manager at VA. Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right. Dr. BJ.
All right. My first one is I was in a room with several presidential candidates. 2, I made my first $1 million 2 years ago. 3, I worked with the R&B legend Kenny Lattimore.
All right.
What's the third one?
I worked with the R&B legend Kenny Lattimore.
So I work with R&B legend Kenny Lattimore, $1 million man
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And the first one was
I was in a room with several presidential.
in a room with several presidential candidates.
Kenny Lattimore. It's
That's
King
the
Boo.
dream?
Yup.
You think so?
Yup.
Anybody else? I know. She
It's
just,
all aspirational.
all right. Anybody else have any guesses?
What's the dream?
Yeah, which one is the dream?
Be in a room with all the candidates.
I said it's the dream.
Yeah.
That is not true.
Okay.
I was just, well, this was 2014. I was in the room with 6 presidential candidates.
Okay. So which is
The dream is I made $2 million.
you know what? Because you got it like that. I thought you was there. Okay.
You know, we in the room with a millionaire, so I mean, I'm just like,
Okay.
And I do work with Kenny Lattimore.
Yeah, I mean, you was here recently, so I was like, I kind of figured it. All right. Y'all good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have a 6-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an Asian freak, and I'm a fisherman who gets paid to catch fish.
Ooh.
What was the last
The
one?
dream is the fisherman.
Paid to get
What was the
Yeah.
last one?
So the last one is a fisherman who gets paid to catch fish. Is that the dream? I figured that.
I'm
Yeah.
a fisherman, though. Yes, I'm getting paid.
I got you. Okay. All right, you good?
Oh, I have a catering business.
Uh-huh.
I have a pink food truck, and I can cook anything.
Well, we know the last one is the truth, sure.
King take truck.
Oh, the pink truck, the pink food truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dream. Baby.
That's the dream? Okay. Good deal. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, you know what? This particular icebreaker, the reason why we chose to do this one is to have you guys write out a dream, to make it concrete, something that you can return to as motivation when life gets crazy, right? Because life gets crazy for all of us. And so, again, thank y'all for participating. So, I'm going to have Ms. Mitchell come, and she is going to shout out our instructors as well as give a brief preview of some of what we talked about during the Sacred Space initiative. And then after that, we're going to have testimony by our good friend Urban who has completed this project as well. All right? But in your hands, this is.
Hey, amazing people. How y'all doing today?
Great, marvelous,
Good. So, our first amazing session was with the phenomenal Carla Gibson.
Yeah.
She talked about the art of being still, the pregnancy. The importance of meditation and how important it is for us to sit in silence, to hear from God, to be able to even in that, able to understand his voice, know what his voice sounds like, right? Because we did like a 15-minute, 5 minutes or 10 minutes time. And one of the students said, my mom was just going, it was all in my ear, right? But once we got it quiet, we were able to hear. And taking that time on a busy schedule, all of our schedules are busy. Kids, husband, job, business, entrepreneurship, right? Taking that time just to hear for that next step is amazing. It has really helped me. One of the highlighted scriptures was Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen, among the nations, and I will be exalted in the earth. So being still, having a time of stillness is important. All right. So our second speaker was Dr. Overseer Lacey, y'all. Woo-wee! We talk about purpose of belonging. And one of the things that really, really helped me with this was that during a timeless session can benefit from our purpose of other people. Other people can benefit from our purpose. And it's not us thing, it's a God thing. So think about what is your purpose? What purpose God has given you in the private time that others can benefit from? Because if it's just you, that's not a purpose, but it's a purpose that God. So, for example, being an intercessor, right? When God has given you people that you are connected to, your job is to protect them. So within that, for me personally, God has revealed to me who I am in the Bible and why I am this person to protect those that He's aligned me with, right? All right. And then we have Pastor Derek Thomas. Y'all, when we had our first session, y'all know Pastor Thomas is a phenomenal teacher for real. Okay? He talked about the importance of our community. We know that we love our community right here, the young adults. Y'all are my heart. And like being able to say, hey, I got this going on. I'm not understanding this. It's amazing because for me, I'm able to be open and transparent of where I've been and how, hey, you might can use that, but you might not. But hey, this is what I did. This is how I got over, right? So one of the things he said, unify with the Holy Spirit before you unite with others. Ephesians 4:3, coming out of the TPT translation, it says, be faithful to guard the sweet aroma of harmony of the Holy Spirit among you in the bonds of people. So being faithful to guard the sweet, I have to guard, I have to protect not only me, but I have to protect you. Because once we come together, God says when 2 or 3 come together, He is in the midst, right? So therefore, not only am I protecting me, but I'm protecting you because I might have vulnerabilities, you might have vulnerabilities, but I don't want nobody to push them buttons. So I'm here to protect you because we're a community. Now we ain't going there. We ain't doing that. We going above. We are eagles. We going above and beyond, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then we had our very own Pastor Dirty. which he talks about the importance of learning who we are in God. So we're moving along. Embracing uncertainties. Pastor Brian, oh my, y'all remember that night? Oh my God. So Pastor Brian talked about the brothers and how the brothers sold his birthright, not knowing who he is, not knowing the value of his birthright. What you carry is important. What you carry is most definitely needed. So don't allow anyone to try to take what you carry, what God has placed inside of you. That's a no. We ain't having it. Because you are amazing, you are phenomenal, and you belong to God. Okay? Y'all got it?
All right. Good job.
Then we have First Lady Candace Thomas. She talked about the imaginative possibilities. Oh my God. So on today, Pastor B had us to write down our dream. So think about the imaginative possibilities of what can happen, of how you can, God tells us to write the vision, make it plain for those that see can run with it. So write the vision. I already said this once before, I'm saying it again. Write the vision so you can run with it.
Yeah.
And then your husband run with it. Write the vision so you can run with it. Kids, let's go, mama. You said you're gonna do X, Y, and Z. Because they your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Husband, wife, write the vision. Make it plain. Husband, write the vision, make it plain.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I can run with it.
Absolutely.
I can't do nothing on it.
Come on, you right, you in it.
You lead, I follow. That's plain and simple. You already know. Alright? So we already have our phenomenal Albert. So think about it. He wrote the vision. He's living it. So why not use what we already have in the house to get to where we're trying to get to? Hey, I need to have a talk with you, stab your brain of how you get your business, right? You got to start somewhere. So I'm looking forward to seeing how God push y'all in this next that maybe.
All right. Hey, everybody. So I'm gonna be kind of brief, but just wanted to say that I truly enjoyed my experience with the Sacred Space Initiative. All of our sessions have been truly impactful. They've given me some tools to face life. They've given me some confidence as far as where God wants to take me and what He wants me to do, how I can fit in the ministry. Also really enjoyed just feeling safe, having that safe place to be able to express ourselves. That was really, really beneficial. Again, great tools were gained here. For me personally, talking to meditate, talking to slow down. So super sad that it's over. That's going to end. Also excited about the next installment of it. So looking forward to that and can't wait to be a part of it.
Thank you so much, Irvin. Thank you, Minister Melissa. I want to just kind of also give a shout out to all of our instructors. Again, Carla Gibson, Dr. Brandon Keith Lacey, Lady Candace Thomas. They shared their time, their wisdom with us in our remote sessions. And so for that, I'm really, 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 really grateful. So we're going to do one more icebreaker before we bring up our phenomenal speaker. All right. Now, one of the things that we highlighted in our initiative was the importance of your story, right? How your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that is a part of who you are, and it's curating you to be who you are. And some of us, it's pointed us toward our purpose into who we want to impact in this world. And so there is a poem that I want us to curate. All right? All right, I want us to curate this. And here is simply what it is. All right? Here's simply what it is. All right? I want you to think about your life, and I want you to think specifically about your history. So that first line there, you see where it says, I am from, and it's asking you to fill in a specific ordinary item. Think back on your life. If I was to just do this first line for me, I am from Power Wheels and little small cars. Because as a kid, that's how I made fun, was the little Power Wheel bikes, right? And so there is basically on the back page here is a sample of what it'll look like. Okay? So take a moment and try to fill out this poem. All right? And for those watching, we will make sure that we get this poem sent to you guys as well, because I believe this poem can help write your story and put your story into a bit of a framework. All right? So yeah, take a few moments and do this. All right? And Ms. Wilson, if you could turn our music back on and turn it back up for us, please. So, we thank y'all so much. This is really, really cool. Making good. And I would like for somebody to read their poem. Once you just one person to read the poem once it's been done. What you say? No way. I didn't want to put her on the spot like that because that's what she do.
Yes. Yes. Come on, poet.
No pressure at all. No pressure. And, so for those of you who are watching, I want to know your story. Some of the highs, some of the lows. I want you to think back on how you arrived where you are now. See that your negatives return to positives because you're here, you're alive. You've navigated some of the worst days of your life and you've celebrated your successes. And so Romans 8:28, it says that all things work together for the good of those who love God and that are called according to his purpose. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. Sometimes you were alone, isolated, but know that every single moment of your life has worked to today. It's made you who you are today. And that is what this story, this poem, will bring about today. Right? Our mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, our crazy cousins, drunk uncles, we all got one. We all got one. They've shaped and curated us to be the people that we are. And I think it's an awesome thing that he doesn't just take the good out of it, but he uses the bad for his glory. And I think the his glory part benefits me more than I realize. God knows what he's doing. And he hasn't made a mistake. I might not have liked it, but I believe that God makes no mistakes. And if we stay connected to him long enough, we can see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. That's his promise to us. God promised that we would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. We just have to continue to hold out. And I hope I'm not stealing any of the speaker shine right now. But I just want y'all to know, man, that this process, this particular initiative, it was a 4-session process online. And for a good hour and 15 minutes, we met. We had instruction, we had small groups, we had icebreakers, and just moments for us to let our hair down and to really be open and honest. And all of our participants, they took out their time to really be open and honest with us. And so there was 2 questions that we wanted to answer during our time together. And the first question was, who am I? Right? And the second one was, what am I? Those 2 questions were the central theme of our time. And I believe that throughout those 4 weeks and even the empowerment session we had in January, that we were able to help us get started along that path. All right? Anybody close to being done? I know that's a lot. I didn't realize how much it was. But I saw it and I was like, man, we really need this. Like, Sophie is so creative. She's like, you gotta sound right. You gotta fit. You gotta fit. This is not a race. But whoever finishes first, we're gonna have that. Just for the sake of time. Just for the sake of time. All right. And again, those of you who are watching, I think I saw Hannah watching. Thank you so much. Saw some others who are watching on YouTube and Zoom. Brittany, thank you so much for watching. Curvin, Tanya Told, thank y'all so much. One of the blessings of this project has been the fact that Greater Everywhere has truly been greater everywhere. We've had participants from Tennessee, here locally, of course, Texas, Oklahoma City. And so we're just, again, grateful that we were able to help as many people as we possibly can. We'll talk about in a little bit what the next phase is going to look like. What the next phase is going to look like. This is just the beginning, y'all. It's just the beginning. Just the beginning. All right. Anybody getting close? You getting close? All right. Huh? You don't want to reach yours? Why not? Why not? No? Well, I tell you this, Jacoy. I'm glad that you're with us in person because Jacoy was like a lot of our people in our sessions. They didn't have their cameras on. But it's okay. They certainly participated, asked questions, engaged in the conversation. So more than anything, that was the most important thing. It's the fact that you were there and that you participated. So yeah, we say thank y'all. So what? All right. Anybody want to read? Anybody want to read? Going once?
I'm trying to think of my objectives.
Wait, you done? You're not done? Okay. My apologies. Well, you know what? I was that kid in school. Like, I would always finish stuff early. So I was just,
He got ADHD for real.
That's,
It's real till this day, for real.
It was just, okay, let me just do this real quick. And then, because I couldn't sit still, I'm messing with everybody else. Because my brain won't shut up.
Yeah, at least you completed your work. I never completed.
I hear you. Man.
That's right, I feel tough to teach.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm not done.
You're not done?
I don't know.
Yeah, those last 3 lines on that second page.
Last 4 lines.
Is it 4? Okay.
It's 3.
It's 3? Yeah. Yeah, we almost there.
Oh Lord.
All right. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Do we have to answer all this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Come on. Come on.
See, look at the balance in there. See?
Yeah.
You like, please, though. See how that
Come on. Come on. Because look, even though we've been together 20 plus years, I'm interested to know some of this stuff. I am.
Well, some of this stuff we already
That's
do.
what I'm saying. Like some of it, I'm pretty sure that we know about. But others, you know, them big wheels for me. Right. I got plenty of stuff in these. Doing this fast down here.
Thank you, Lord. I'm so glad I said
And
it.
also, I think this is an interesting point to see how you recall your life. Right? What details stick out? What, you know. All right. Thank y'all so much for your patience when y'all are watching. We appreciate it. We truly do.
So when we read it, we just read it just as it
Yeah,
is?
read it just as it is.
Okay.
I am from, and then you just go from line to line.
Okay, I
Ready?
am. Uh-huh.
Come on.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Come on.
Oh my God. Not put me on the spot.
It's not putting you on the spot. Come on. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it.
Okay. Oh Lord, I'm trying my best.
Uh-huh.
So I am from Roller State on Hills.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
From wearing ponies to Nikes. Y'all know about that. There's a story behind it.
Yeah.
I am from a 3-house home family. This, that, and listen to the blues.
Come on.
I am from Lily's White and Yellow. I am from Family Time, Cooking, Casella Jackson, Bercy Johnson. I am from Brenda Johnson and Pamela Johnson. From I brought you to this world, I take you out. I wasn't born this morning. I'm from a 7-day Adventist church. I am from Memphis, Tennessee. I am from where we have catfish and spaghetti every Friday. I am from Daddy was a hard-working man, retired from the railroad. The sister in the wheelchair from the age of 10. In the park, family time is always a must.
All right.
Good job. Yeah, good job. See? That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Can I get one more? That was so good. Can I get one more? Come on. Come on.
Hello, you guys. My name is Philosophy.
Come on, philosophy.
Yeah, come on.
All right. I am from Love Pies and Wondering Mines, from Country Roads and at Boulder Side. I am from the warm, fresh cooked food smelling home, salivating for feelings dopamine released through my gums. I am from dandelion kisses, flowing through the wind, holding on to wishes. I'm from Sunday dinners and proud winnings. I'm from Cheryl and Donald. I'm from the vacations and cakes that were thrown. From clean your room to go get the broom. I'm from spirituality, treating people good. I'm from Bethany, but I tell people Greenwood. Cornbread, fried fish, from the great auntie who taught me how to fish.
Yeah.
Resilience and confidence on our walls and photo albums. Things I was peak to remember where I'm from.
I like it. I like it. Come on. Come on. Yeah, she is ready to go over the group. Good deal, good deal. So hopefully that exercise helps you kind of recall your history, things that shape your current identity, and just give you just a good place of reference, right? So listen, y'all, now is the time for us to hear from our speakers. He's a good friend of mine, Pastor Barrington BJ Gibson. He currently serves at Impact Church as the youth pastor, right? All right. And y'all, he's just gonna come in his own way. We've never heard him speak, full of energy, and I just love everything that he's doing. So at this time, let's welcome BJ.
All right. Well, my phone wasn't as good as your phone. I was a little bit live. So I definitely want to give honor to Pastor D and Minister Melissa Mitchell for keeping this amazing work going. I do believe that sacred spaces are necessary for us as young adults to kind of curate what we're going to be doing with our life. Because oftentimes it's difficult to navigate these waters, okay? I am not going to be before you long. I know when people say that they really have 10 pages, I have 2. I have 2 pages, and it's very simple, straight to the point, but it is going to be impactful, okay? If you don't mind, if you would turn to Ecclesiastes 4, and we're going to dive into some minor. Definitely want to give a shout out to, I got to go to here because I didn't know this. ECC LESIASTES.
Ecclesiastes what now?
Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9. Definitely want to give honor to, of course, my pastor, Bishop Pastor G. Mason, and Site Pastor, Pastor BJ.
Oh.
They were doing great things wherever they are right now. But last but not least, we're going to give up for now, right?
Yeah. Fight is about it. I like it.
Yes. So let's dive in. Verse 9 says, actually, let me read it in the KJV because I'm sure that's what everybody has. Most people have. It says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor.
Talk up, brother.
2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. And verse 10, for if they fail, the one will lift them up. It lift up this fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth. For he have not another one to help him up. 11. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? Verse 12. And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not easily broken.
Yep.
All right. I am going to touch on. Didn't know that y'all had talked about those three. Y'all have talked about some of the same stuff I'm talking about already. And there's three simple things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about purpose. I want to talk about people, and then I want to talk about the process. Purpose, people, and the process. Purpose, people, and the process. The first piece, purpose requires a place. And so that's why I'm so grateful for Pastor B and Melissa for creating this space for us, because without the space, we really can't have the purpose that God has. If you've been around people and they're like, I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know how I'm supposed to be doing it. It's probably because they haven't had the space to be creative, or they had the space to discover what they're really called to do. And so in Jeremiah 29:11, of course, he says, for I know the plans I have for you. All right, I'm not going to go into detail, but basically, those are the sacred spaces where where basically vulnerability meets vision. All right, vulnerability meets vision. If you want to know exactly how to get to this purpose, you're going to have to find a place that where you can be vulnerable and you can allow your vision to come to life. Okay? Let me tell you a little bit about vision. All right? Vision attracts alignment. All right? And we understand and know we may not agree to everything, but we align to certain things. All right? And so the right vision draws the right people. Purpose, somebody famous said this, vision without execution is hallucination. Purpose-filled vision creates great relationships. That's in 1 Corinthians 9:26 and 27. It says we have to be able to clarify what the vision is for our life. Not only clarify it, but we have to commit to it. And once we actually go through this process, we'll be able to really determine what our purpose is, okay? So creates intentional spaces to reflect, recharge, and refocus. Purpose is often found in quiet spaces. God speaks when we are listening and we are still. I didn't know that John had already talked about that. Psalms 46:10.
Yeah.
Encouragement. You are not a mistake. You are called. You are chosen, and you're crafted for a purpose.
Yeah.
If you don't remember anything else, I want you to remember, you are not a mistake. You're chosen, you're called, and you're crafted with purpose. Second piece, not only a purpose requires a place, but people provides perspective. If you was in the back rooms of me and my wife conversations, you will hear very often I use the word, that is a perspective. Perspective. That is a perspective. That's a perspective. And so I want us to know and understand that your success is really a perspective. What you believe in is really a perspective. There was a famous lady, some of y'all probably be able to help me, but there was a lady who took Spanx, and because it was a $5 product, she made it a $5 billion product, just because she believed that every woman needed to have it. And so with that being said, it's a perspective. It's all a perspective. And so if you don't have people around you that can give you different perspectives, then you're probably going to be a little slowful when it comes to your sacred spaces. Because you will feel like, hey, I would just be by myself. That's my sacred space. And sometimes isolation is not solitude. And sometimes we allow this time, or the enemy can push us to this place of isolation, and it turns into desolation. And now it's more depression than it is. It's more depressing than it is helpful.
Yeah.
And so these are the Ecclesiastes 4:9 tell us two are better than one. If you know me, there is nothing I do alone. Matter of fact, I don't even consider myself to be good at a lot of things. I'm just good at getting people to get together and get together. And so one of the gifts that I have is to bring people together. And so if you want to go far, what is the saying? If you want to go far,
Go with people.
go with people. All right. If you want to go, and so long story short is we're not meant to do life alone. Purpose is refined in our community, and we've already talked about community. Sacred spaces aren't just personal; they are communal. All right, they're communal. Simply means that we have to commune together. We got to eat together. Got to fellowship together. The right people pour purpose out of you and offer healing and clarity.
Yeah.
If you got friends, if you got family, if you got people around you, and they are not offering healing, get away from them. Because that is not a part of the community that God wants. You cannot really have clarity if you don't have community. Because community helps you sort through the things that you're thinking. The Lord didn't create us to be robots. He created us to be creative in everything that we do. And when we have community around us, we're able to differentiate through different processes, through different thought processes. Encouragement here. Surround yourself with people who will see the best in you, even at your worst.
That's good.
Then the third piece is the process. Now, I am reminded of, I don't know if it's an Arthur just yet, but I'm reminded of a man that says, if you shortcut the process, you shortchange the product. I believe that is Pastor KD, right? Pastor KD tells us to make sure that we are not taking the process lightly. The process is really what I want to end with today, because everybody can deal with purpose. They're like, oh yeah, I know how to cook. You know what I'm saying? You can't take cooking from me. You know, I know how to argue because I'm a good. You can't take that from me. All right? And then some of you all say, I can do people. I might not want to do them all the time, but I can do people. Right? I can do people. But the most challenging piece for most of us is the process.
Yes.
The process is the most challenging piece because nobody wants to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to face the process. Some people just tell me what's at the end so I can endure the process.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes God don't tell you what's going in the process. He just tells you the end of the process.
Right.
He just says, be of good cheer. And so purpose is a process, not a pit stop. We have to understand that we have to make a lot of choices in life. And choices is not necessarily going to prevent us from going through the process, but sacred spaces give us room to cry, question, and still choose commitment.
Yes.
Purpose is developed in obedience and stay faithful. So this journey is bigger than you. Pastor Brian texted me and told me, he said, I want you to focus on the journey is bigger than you. And I want you all to know that wherever you are, wherever you're pushing through, wherever you are going through, whatever the process that the Lord has you in, whether it is building a multi-billion-dollar business, or whether it is studying for the practices, or whether it's studying for fishing, whatever the process, I want you to understand that this is bigger than you. If you can only, if it's only done by you, then it's not really big enough to be God's. And so if it's something that benefits you, it doesn't represent the heart, hand, or the head of God. It represents just a desire of yourself. And so I want you to think big. I want you to take where you are now, and I want you to say every process, I need you, every thought of this, I need you, God, to guide my footsteps. Because what I feel is I'm getting this fisherman's job to take care of what I need to take care of. But unintentionally, what he's really saying is, I need you to get the fisherman's job so you can show other people how to fish. And how now we don't have to go and pay attention to tariffs and how it's being shifted and all of this other stuff. But now we can teach a generation to go fish, and we'll never be hungry.
Yeah.
Because we now know how to fish.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, initially I was coming in here because I thought that I was going to be cooking, or I thought that I was going to be getting sharp. But the Lord has a bigger plan than what you're thinking. He says, my thoughts are not your thoughts, my ways are not your ways. Yeah. And so what he's basically saying, he didn't talk to Prophet Jeremiah and says, my plans for you are bigger. Yeah. And I just want y'all to be encouraged on today that your purpose and the process is all under the hand of God. Yes. As long as you're in the hands of God, as long as you stay focused on God, you'll be able to protect your sacred place. You'll be able to prioritize people. Can I stop for a minute to say every person you come in contact with, you have to prioritize them. Yeah. Every person you come in contact with, you have to treat them as if they are a vessel from God, because God's using you, not them. Yeah. God's using you in this season. For every spot that you're in, he's using you to make sure that people understand that the hand is still here. Yeah. The hand is still here. Persevere through the process. God has a plan for you. God has a purpose for you. You have a purpose. Commit to the journey. Everything you're becoming is preparing you for where you're going. I want to leave you with this. Discipline is not necessarily easy to come by. Y'all know this person as well that says this often. I believe his name is Bishop Grant. He said, God minors in deliverance and majors in development. Yeah. How you doing? And so, long story short is, I want you to think about this process that you're in. Don't think of it as, Lord, I need to get out of this. Do this no more. Because guess what? Where you are right now ain't where you want to be. Yeah. I can just do the room right now, right? Yeah. And if it is somewhat of where you want to be greater at what you are doing right now. Yeah. And so I want you to know that God's not just going to rip you out of that. God's going to develop you in. And so in this season that you're in, God is going to develop you in the process that you're in. And this process, even when we're getting tomorrow's Palm Sunday, we have to even understand that while we're crying Hosanna, while we're crying Palm Sunday, as much as the song may paint the picture as if we were giving praises to God, they were actually in a very tight space. They were in a process. They were in a space where they were saying, God, if you don't come in, I don't know what we're going to do. And that was the process that they were in. And that's why they were crying out, Hosanna. That's why they were crying out unto God. It was not because he was like, oh yeah, this is the OG. Oh, come on, Hosanna. No, they wasn't saying it like that as much as we may see it. They were saying, Hosanna. If you don't come into America right now, I don't understand what's going to happen. If you don't help me with my 401k right now, I don't understand what's going on. If you don't help me to make the bills make sense, because they ain't making sense, because I don't use that much water, and I don't use that much electricity. If you don't make it make sense, I don't know. Hosanna. And that's what Palm Sunday is. All right? And so this is all I have for you all. I didn't want to make you glad twice, God. I got to be glad I shut up. And so I did my best to hurry up. Y'all have a blessed one. All right?
BJ does what he does, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of the words and the encouragement that you've given us today, sir. Well, now is the time for our little mini graduation. All right? We have plaques for all of those who completed this process. And I'm going to start with the people that are here, and then we'll go through our remote people as well. So give me 1 second while I gather everyone. There it is. All right. So, this is what the plaque says. The Sacred Space Initiative presents Award of Completion into the person's name, courtesy of Greater Everywhere, where we build families, April 12th, 2025. All right? So the first plaque that I would like to present is to Mr. Koya Carter. All right. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Next plaque goes to Miss Sophia P. I like it. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. The next plaque goes to Mr. Urban Carmack. Thank you, sir. All right. Okay. Good. And the next plaque goes to Miss Melissa Mitchell. There you go. Awesome.
Yeah, like this.
All right, and so these are plaques for some of our. I know, right? These are plaques for our digital students who either aren't here today or they did not attend. So let's celebrate Brother Billy Anderson. Miss Latanya Finley. Chelsea Tyson. Turpin Finley. And lastly, Miss Brittany Mitchell. And again, guys, I just want to say that the 4-week sessions, I was blessed tremendously by our sessions. The encouragement that you gave each other, the vulnerability that you showed, and the fact that you trusted us in these spaces, it means so much. This was just an idea in my brain, March of 2024. And the fact that a year later, it came to fruition, that, in my personal interviews with you guys gave me your thoughts on it, how it helped you in ways that we can expand this forward. So just so that you know, what's next. So the next part of this particular project is we are going to pair you guys with mentors, because not only have you started your journey for discernment, but we want to have some type of tangible result with this process. So give us a couple of weeks. We're going to go through all of the information that you shared. We're going to pair you guys up with mentors. And then later this year, we'll have a mentor-mentee celebration, so that we can just kind of, again, check in with you, kind of see where you are. All right? So give yourselves a hand one more time. And guess what? It's time to eat now, y'all. It's time to eat. It's time to eat. So
You want to close out before?
yes. So right before we eat I want to thank everybody that's watching. For those of you who are, again, Brittany, Kirvin, Tanya Sawyer, Billy, thank y'all so much for trusting us. For those who are joining and supporting us today, thank you so much for taking this time. I do pray that the rest of your day is a great one. Be blessed is our prayer until then. All right? Bye, y'all. All right, so we got food here. There's plenty.